Okay, good evening, everybody. It's 8 o'clock, time for us to get started. So, welcome to the presentation. My name's Roger Garth, and it's my pleasure to be your host for the call tonight. So, I suppose the best place for us to get started really to start with a question. If you're listening to this call for the first time, why are you here? What was the reason behind it? Most people tell us that they're looking to make more money, but sometimes there's more to it than that. Perhaps people are looking for a new career or a new job, or they just want to make a better change for their financial future. The reality of it is, for most of us, however, there's usually a few obstacles that are in the way, and these days they're becoming more and more commonplace. Problems that more people are facing that we can't really change. Stagnant or falling wages. I have people in my own family, friends and family, who are working today doing the same job they've done for the last 20 years for less money than they were being paid 20 years ago. And it's not an uncommon story in this day and age. Interest rates are so low that if you've got savings, your savings aren't making money. If anything, interest rates are lower than inflation. So the money that you leave in the bank is worth less today or less in a year's time than it is today. And people don't know how to invest that money to make any difference with that because we were never taught that. My parents, when they taught me about money, their advice was, put your money in bricks and mortar. That'll never go wrong. Well, no one knew that the crash of 2008 was coming, with housing prices falling through the floor, and that's completely and utterly worthless advice too. And yet at the same time, there are some people who never seem to have a problem. They always seem to have money. They've got other people that do the work for them. They have their money work for them, and they always make money no matter what the financial climate is. So why is that? What is it they know that you don't know? Well, I think the reality is there's a few things. The first thing is they know where to get advice from. They also know when to take that advice and when to act on it, and they actually do just that. They take advice on it because they take action on it because they understand about money and how to make money work for you. And that's what this call is going to be about tonight. It's how to make your money work for you. This guy actually wrote a book on it. It's called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. His name is Robert Kiyosaki, and he's known as one of the premier investors in the world. And in fact, he wrote a second book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad 2, where he came up with this diagram you can see on your screen. It's called the cash flow quadrant. And what he says is that every single one of us, no matter who we are, fits into one of those four squares in that diagram. On the left-hand side, there are employees and the self-employed. And that's 95% of us. 95% in the world, of the people in the world, either work for someone or they're self-employed, but they have to put the hours in to actually make a living. The other 5% are the business owners and the investors. The crazy thing is that that 5% of the population holds 95% of all the money because they're making it work for them. So, is it possible for you to move from one side of that quadrant to the other? Well, my answer is yes, it is, and that's what we're here to talk about tonight. So I'm going to introduce you to a company called Kuvera. Now, Kuvera is a US-based company. They were formed back in 2012. They're floated on the stock market in the USA, and they're A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. Every one of those facts is important to you if you want to know how to make money work for you. The reason it's important is this: the fact it's a US-based company means that they are in the most regulated country in the world. They have to jump through more hoops than any other country in the world when it comes to proving that they're legitimate, that they're transparent, and they're open and above board. That's very, very good news for you. The fact the company was formed in 2012 means it stood the test of time. Most new start companies fail in their first 12 months. Of the ones that survive 12 months, 95% of those fail in their second 12 months. We've been around for nearly 7 years now. And in fact, last year, we did more business last year than we did in the 5 years before that. We're growing at a crazy, crazy rate. The fact that we're floated on the stock markets in the USA means that the company has been thoroughly researched, because before a company can be floated on the stock market concerned will send their lawyers in and they will check the company out from top to toe. They want to know everything about the owners. They want to know what the company does. They want to know how things are operated. Is everything perfect? Only when the lawyers are satisfied do they send the accountants in. And when they send the accountants in, these accountants are forensic accountants. They check for every single penny. They're counting staples to make sure that everything is where it should be. Again, that's very, very good news for you, because it means that you know that you're dealing with a secure company. And the fact that the Better Business Bureau, which is a US-based company but with a global reputation, the fact that they give us their highest possible rating, an A+ rating, means they're putting their reputation on the line, saying that Kuvera is a great company as well. So that's a lot of reassurance for you if you're looking at the company in the first instance. Now, I suppose your first question right now, of course, has got to be, what is it they do? Because the chances are good that until you came on this call, you'd never heard of Kuvera, a company that's so big, that's got such a reputation, been around for such a long, long time, and yet you've never heard of them. That's because Kuvera doesn't spend a single penny on advertising. Everything is spread word of mouth, and I'm going to cover that later on. But I'm going to tell you right now what the company does first of all. Essentially, Kuvera is a financial company. What we do is we teach people how to make their money work for them, and we provide them with the technology they can work out of investing. So what I'm going to do now is talk about all the products we have. And I'm not going to go into all the products because Kuvera has so many different strings to its bow, it would take me all night long. And we're conscious of your time, so we're going to keep it relatively short for you, but we're going to give them relevant parts. So the first product I want to talk about actually works in the biggest single market sector in the world, and that's Forex market. That Forex market is worth $5.4 trillion every single day. Every week and every month, $5.4 trillion every single day. That's more than oil, movies, music, cars, almost every other industry in the world, all put together. It is absolutely huge. There are billions and billions of dollars in profit that are made and lost every single day on the Forex market. Now, what if there was a way that you could profit from all of that trading without any previous experience? And that's what our first product's all about. So our first product's called FX1. And FX1 uses real live experts to teach you how to trade and how to benefit from decades of their experience immediately. And this is how it works. What we do is we send out live Forex education and training sessions for you every single week. I think there are probably, at the moment, there are about 16 to 18 live sessions every week that you can log on to from your computer anywhere in the world. The sessions are live and recorded, so if you can't make a live one, the recording's there, you can watch it at your convenience. We also send you Forex alerts that come out in real time. Now, these Forex alerts tell you that you can place a trade on a currency and make profits on it. And I'm going to cover that in a bit more detail in a second. But what you do effectively is when these trade alerts come out, you simply copy the information that's in it from one app, paste it into a different app, and take profits. When the alerts come out, they look something like this. This is actually a list of results rather than individual trades, but every single one of those is a trade that's come out. And whilst you can't see detail on that screen, you can see a couple of things. You can see lots of green and some reds. The green ticks are winning trades that we've made on that particular day. The red crosses are trades that have lost on that particular day. Now, why am I showing you trades that lose? Am I telling you that we actually lose? Yeah, we do lose. There isn't any trading system in the world that wins every single time. If someone tries to tell you that they have a system that doesn't lose, run for the hills. They're winding you up. It doesn't exist. Yes, some of our trades will lose. However, the majority win, and overall, on balance, as you're going to hear in a minute, you actually benefit from it. All that happens when these alerts come through is you copy and paste, as I said, from one app into a different one. The profit goes directly into your personal broker accounts every single day. We're not asking you to give us your money and we'll take care of it for you. We don't touch your money. We're showing you where you can do this for yourself, but you are in complete and utter control. You can get access to your profit whenever you want, every single day, 24 hours a day, and you stay in control at all times. Now, to get access to this costs $229. To actually get the alerts coming through on a monthly basis. But the profits that you make are actually really, really impressive. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to stop sharing my screen because I want to introduce you to a few people that are actually doing this right now. and I want you to hear their stories so you get to find out exactly what it is they're doing and see how much profits they're making themselves. So the first person I want to go to is way down in Guildford in Surrey. His name's Femi. Femi, can you hear me?
Yes, Roger, do you hear me?
Hi, Femi. I can indeed. Hi, Femi. So tell everybody when you first heard about Kuvera and how long you've been involved with us.
Well, I heard about Kuvera about a month ago from a very old friend of mine called Simon Brooks. So I had a look at it and I liked what I saw in it. So I immediately joined, and that's how I heard about it. I've been with the company for a couple of weeks now. Yeah, almost three and a half weeks. And I'll be trading with the business for basically 3 weeks now.
Okay. So Femi, what's your background? What is it you do for a living, first of all?
Well, I'm a shop owner. I own a fast food business where we sell different kind of products to customers in a shopping center. And I work there 7 days a week and approximately 14, 16 hours a day, because it's a job that I have to do most of the job myself.
Okay. So
yeah,
7 days a week, 14 hours a day. How do you have time to look at something else?
Well, I've always been looking for the opportunities, but they all entails me going somewhere else to do a physical job, which I couldn't just spare any time for. So when someone introduced me to Kuvera and I joined this, and I see that it's a very simple and straightforward process that I don't need to go anywhere. I can stand in my shop and doing whatever I'm doing, and whenever the alert comes from the experts to my phone app, I just copy the information and paste it in the other app, as you said in the presentation, and just
okay. And have you ever done anything like this before?
Never. I never heard of this before. So
okay.
I had no clue, no experience.
So when you first got started, how much money did you actually put into this to get started?
Yeah, a couple of pounds. I put basically 200 pounds at the beginning because I was very cautious of it. And basically, the first week was amazing. So I've more than doubled that. And since then, my income has been increasing. So I've basically doubled what I've invested in the business from the beginning.
Fantastic. Okay, right. And you've actually told your family and friends about it as well. You've got family literally across the world that are actually looking at doing the same thing as well right now.
Yes. So what I like about this Kuvera is that it's no boundaries. It's international. You can stay in your bedroom. You can stay wherever you live, and you can connect people worldwide. At the moment, I'm helping my family members and their friends in the America and also in Nigeria. And I'm telling everyone I know in Guildford and everywhere in the UK to also use this opportunity, this great opportunity we have. So that's what I like about it.
Okay, fantastic. Thanks for that, Femi. Okay.
Thank you,
now, I'm actually looking across my screen because I'm looking for some other people that I'm supposed to be speaking to, and I can't see their faces. That's not good, is it? So I'm looking for Susie. If you can, Susie, if you can see me on this screen, can you give me a wave so I can actually hear from you? I don't seem to have Suze. I also don't seem to have Jonathan. I was actually looking for a guy called Jonathan Rutherford, and Jonathan tells me that he's actually on the road and he may be another 5 minutes before he's going to get to us. So I may come back. In fact, I will. I'll come back to see if we can get Jonathan's story in a few minutes. But rather than have you guys hanging on, what I want to do is go back to the rest of the presentation and just show you some of the other products that we have. So I said to you originally that in terms of cost, you're looking at a couple of $100 to get set up, which Femi said, a couple of £100. He more than doubled that, and he made that in the first week that he was involved with us. And some of the stories that you're going to hear from a couple of other people as we go along, we're going to echo that as well. Now, I have to put this disclaimer on because I said to you before, some of these trades lose as well as some that win. We have to say that past performance does not guarantee success. Future success, some trades may win, some trades may lose, but on balance, we win more trades than we lose. Typically what we expect is that we get something in the order of 7 out of 10 trades that we send through are winners. So, in addition to having the trade alerts that come through on Forex, we have another product as well called Crypto One. Now, everything that FX1 does for the Forex market, Crypto One does for the cryptocurrency market. If you've never heard of cryptocurrency, then you've probably still heard of the biggest single cryptocurrency in the world. It's called Bitcoin. And you'd have to be sort of living under a rock if you hadn't heard of Bitcoin in the last few years, certainly. Bitcoin is an incredible phenomena, and it's effectively it's electronic money, and that's what cryptocurrency is. Crypto One teaches you about cryptocurrency in general, not Bitcoin specifically, but all of the crypto coins around, and there are more than 1,200 different coins that you can actually work with and deal with. Crypto One gives you analysis, research, and education on all of those. And just as we send alerts on the Forex market, we also send alerts on the cryptocurrency market. Now, these alerts, when they come through, look slightly different. When they come through, they look like this. An alert will come out, and it just gives you all the information that you need to make money. What we tell you, effectively, is what to buy and where to buy it from. We tell you when you should buy it, and we tell you how much you should pay for it. We also tell you when you should sell it and where you should sell it, who you're going to sell it to, how much you should sell it for, and what kind of a return you can expect to receive on your investments. Now, how do we know all of this stuff? Well, we have one trader who gives us incredible advice on it. His name's Corey Chadwick. He's 28 years old. We all know him as Crypto Corey. He's 28 years old, lives in Texas, and he's been in the cryptocurrency field for just 2 years. And in the space of 2 years, he's gone from starting with a $10,000 investment to becoming a self-made multi-millionaire. He's now made more than $18 million in that 2 years. He's been with Kuvera for 12 months as our trader. In that space of time, he's given us 29 audited trades. And if you'd followed every single one of those trades, if you got started with us a year ago when Corey got started, and you put just £1,000 in and followed every one of those trades, today you'd be sitting on £1,900, or sorry, £19,000 rather. He's been, so far, he has been 100% accurate with no losing trades whatsoever. Now, access to that product is exactly the same as FX1. It's $229 to get started, plus a monthly subscription. And again, can we say that he's never, ever going to miss a trade? No, we can't. So we always say past performance doesn't guarantee future success. Some trades may win, some may lose. But on balance, so far to date, in 29 winning trades, not lost a single one. So the record with that is exemplary. Now, I'm not going to list all of the products that Kuvera have in detail because it would take me too long to go into it in detail, but I'm going to give you a quick overview. We also teach you how, if you're interested in trading stocks and shares, then we can teach you how to do that with Equities and Equity Pro, which is a product that actually will do the trading for you. All you need to do is invest some money and let it do all the work for you. We can provide you with the technology to mine cryptocurrency if that's what turns you on. We can teach you how to invest in new technology companies. Some of the companies that have been recognized by been highlighted by our experts in the first instance are companies like Uber, Snapchat, WhatsApp, and Airbnb, companies that if you put just a few $100s into them when they first launched, would have turned into a phenomenal amount of money. We can also provide you with technology that can help you to earn a passive income where you simply invest an amount of money and get a fixed return for a fixed period of time. And we also teach you how to manage your money and how to make sure that you're not wasting money by spending too much on interest rates and everything else, and also manage your taxes to make sure that you're not paying too much in taxes as well. So there's a bunch of products that we offer to people, but what happens if you don't have any money to invest? Well, we can actually help you with that as well, providing you help us. I said to you at the beginning of this call, the chances were good that if you'd never heard of Kuvera before you came onto this call, there was a reason for it. That's because we don't advertise anywhere. Kuvera does not spend a single penny advertising on TV, radio, newspapers, magazines, internet, nothing. What Kuvera does is pays people for word of mouth marketing. So it works like this. Imagine this is Mary, and Mary's just sat through a presentation, something like this, and she likes what she's seen. She's like Fanny. She saw a presentation and she thought, I can make some money, so she decided that she's just going to put a couple £100 in, and she's going to start trading those forex alerts, and she's comfortably making £50, £100 a week, whatever it may be, £200 a week. So Mary goes out and she tells her friends about it. I don't like what he says as well, and he gets started. So does Jane, and so does Bob. Now, because Mary has told 3 people about the product and 3 people are paying for the product, the company says to Mary, thank you very much. As a reward, we're not going to charge you the $150 or $200 and whatever it may be for your products. You're going to get it free of charge. So that means that anything that she puts into it is just going to be pure products as far as she's concerned. We'll stop there. Because if Tom sees that Mary is getting her product free of charge, Tom's likely going to do the same thing. So Tom goes out and he finds 3 people as well, so he doesn't have to pay. Jane does the same, and so does Bob. Now there's a bunch of people who are all paying their subscription on a monthly basis. Yes, Tom, Jane, and Bob are getting theirs free, but the company wouldn't have heard of any of these people if it hadn't been for Mary. So the company says, we're paying Mary $500 a month every single month. So even if Mary didn't have money to invest in the first instance, now she does, because the company's actually giving her the money to get started investing. So that's the way our paid plan works. If you do that in the first 30 days, you also earn an additional $250 bonus. Now, I got started with this business back on the 1st of January 2018, and when I got started, a friend of mine had told me about the business a couple of days before Christmas. And I'd said, well, it's Christmas, so I'm going to wait until the new year, and I'll get started on the 2nd of January. Well, on January the 1st, I was bored out of my brain because everybody was sat around with a hangover and TV was rubbish. So I thought, well, I'll register with the company on the computer because the computer's going to be open. So I'll register and I'll get that out of the way and I can get started for tomorrow. So I registered first of all. And then I thought, well, I might as well send a few messages out to some people that I've worked with. So I sent about 30 messages out on Facebook to a bunch of people that I've worked with in the past and said, I've just seen something that's just so simple and it's blown me away. And if you want to know more about it, get in touch and I'll introduce you to a friend of mine who'll tell you all about it. It took me 3 hours on New Year's Day to find those first 3 people. And in fact, it took me just 11 hours to find that little group of people and earn that $500 on New Year's Day. I got an additional $250 bonus because that meant that I actually earned $750 on my very first day. And I've never had to pay that monthly subscription that we were talking about before. And it goes beyond that as well, because if you build a team of people, then the way it works is this: 5 people are separate. By the time they got 3 each, they'll need $100. By the time they got 3 each, now we've got $6,000, $8,000, $5,000, and so it goes on. We've actually got one man who's been in our business. We've got more than one now, in fact, but we've got one young man called Herman who's been in our business for just over 2 years. And last month, Herman earned over $160,000 US without thinking about a penny that he made from investing any of his money. And today, he's got a lot of money to invest. Herman lives in Mexico. That's a very, very poor country. There's not large disposable incomes anywhere there. But the reality is there's a lot of people who want to make some extra money, and that's what this is really all about. So if you want to get started, the way you get started is this. I said to you before, if you want to get started with the FX1 pack, the Forex pack, then it comes out at $229. If you want to get started with the crypto pack, $229 to get started. But we have another pack called the All-In Pack. The All-In Pack is $50 more, $269 started, and $199 a month. Before that, what you're actually going to get is access to the Forex pack and to the crypto pack as well. You're also going to get equities, which are stocks and shares. So you'll get signals for stocks and shares. You'll get signals for new startup companies. like the WhatsApp, the Airbnb, etc. You're also going to get a bunch of financial fitness tools that I touch on that will help you to control your spending, make sure that you're not spending too much in interest rates, make sure that you're not paying too much in taxes. It'll also provide you with your own personalized website. So if someone says to you, what's it all about? You're never going to remember all of this if this is the first time you've watched it. But you will have your own website where everything is explained for you. And it also gives you an integrated office and marketing suite that will teach you all about everything that we do in the back end. Once you do get started, we don't just leave you on your own. The first thing we're going to do is give you our clinical success training manual. That teaches you how to get started, and it teaches you a proven system that all of the guys that we're going to hear from in a few minutes, and the ones you've heard from already, are already using and making money from it. You get complete coaching and support. There are people available for you close on 24 hours a day, because we actually have connections with people all around the world. We've got people in different hemispheres. We've got people down in Australia working as a sleep, vice versa, we're working with people when they're asleep. So effectively, what you have is something that works for absolutely everyone. It's working for complete beginners with no experience whatsoever, right through to people who've tried before but not succeeded, and some people who've got even the most limited of computer or market skills. Really, for the first time, what it probably means, for the first time in your life, you've now got access to the same kind of education, the coaching, the leadership and mentorship is creating 6 and even 7-figure earners around the world. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to introduce you to a couple of people that are actually doing exactly that. So let's just take a quick look and we'll see. I was looking for someone a few minutes ago, and it looks like he's managed to find a place to park. So I'm going to just go back to what I was talking about with FX1, which was the Forex product. And I'd like to introduce you to a guy called Jonathan Rutherford. Jonathan, can you hear me?
Yeah, certainly can, Roger. How are you?
Hi, Jonathan. So I said to you, Jonathan was driving and he was looking for somewhere to park up in his truck, and you can see he's in the cab there. Jonathan, do you want to tell everyone a little bit about how long you've been involved with Kuvera and what your story is with Kuvera?
Yeah, Roger, I've been with Kuvera now for about 8 weeks, and I loved it. The first time I saw it, I was ready to sign the dotted line straight away. But the best thing about it as well is the Telegram alerts. Now, the Telegram alerts are phenomenal. They come sometimes 3, 4, 5, sometimes 10 a day. It all depends when there's an opportunity in the market. But I just literally copy and paste them as soon as they come on, and just put them on and leave them until I get further instructions from the traders. And yeah, it's brilliant.
So just for people that don't understand what Telegram alerts are, because I didn't use that expression, but Telegram alerts, Telegram is simply an app on the phone that we get a signal through, and that tells us when there is a Forex trade that we can make. Yeah. What's involved in actually doing that Forex trade? How long does it take?
Minutes. Not even minutes, probably 30 seconds.
Okay. Now, tell people what you do for a living, Jonathan, and how this fits into your day.
Yeah, I drive a car transporter, like an articulated car transport, one of these big lorries that are like 44 ton. I drive those all around the UK, British Isles, Monday to Friday, from Kent up to Inverness, down to Cornwall. And when the alerts come through, if I'm on a break, I place them. If they come through while I'm driving and I stop and they're like half an hour old, I just look at them and think, yeah, okay, I'll place that. And it's as simple as that. I just place them, takes seconds to do. And then at the end of the day or the end of a few days, you're looking at all the pennies that you've made. It's great.
Okay. And what kind of results have you got from it, Jonathan?
On average, I'm making about 200 to 220 euros a day.
220 euros a day?
Yeah, there are some days when I've made 300-400 euros in a day.
Yep.
There are days that I make 150, but on average, I'd say it's about 200 euros a day.
Fantastic. Brilliant. Thank you, Jonathan. Okay, now equally, I was also looking to find a lady called Sus. Sus is over in Denmark, and I found her now, so we can hear from Sus. Sus, how are things with you?
Oh, great, thanks. And you, Roger?
Very, very well, thank you, Sus. Sus, I told people before about FX1, and I told people about the results that people were getting. We've just heard Jonathan's story. Do you want to tell people about your experiences with the products as well?
Sure, Roger. I've been trading FX1 as well since about 1st of February, and I've doubled my accounts. by putting the trades in every day, just like Jonathan described it. That's what I'm doing. I have a full-time job as a teacher, and I just put in the trades before and after work or during breaks. And it just takes a minute or so to go in and have a look, see if there's a trade, and just place it and leave it.
Okay. And had you ever done anything like this before?
Never. I'm a language teacher. I virtually know nothing about finances like that. No, nothing at all.
Okay. So how long did it actually take you to learn to get to grips with it?
Well, just half an hour to understand the principles of using the Telegram alerts and set up, of course, set up the broker's app. And yeah, it's just I think it's plug and play, really.
Okay.
Anybody can do it if I can do it. Yeah.
Okay. And from the support point of view, if you need any help, any support?
No worries. I've got several groups in your groups in England, and we've got a group in Denmark as well. And it's just pop in a question, and somebody's ready to answer you. So it's really easy.
Fantastic. Okay. So you've heard some more stories about the products themselves and how the products are working. I also told you about how you can actually go out and build a team of people with this. And what I'd like to do right now is introduce you to a guy who, when I first heard about this business, a friend of mine told me to watch a video. And this was the person that I saw on the video. His name's Simon Kendrick, and he's based over on the Wirral. And today he has a global business with distributors literally on 4-5 continents. Simon, you tell us.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Simon Kendrick. It's a pleasure to be with you here tonight. Thanks for taking the time out to join us. So a quick little background on my story. I'm ex-military, served in the military for 10 years, loved it. It made me grow up. I had to grow up, and thank God that I did. I then left the military after 10 years, moved into the private security sector, where I became a private armed guard. I was a team leader of armed security men protecting vessels against piracy attacks. And although that paid well, it was a very dangerous role. And at the same time, I also got married to my beautiful wife, Claire, and I inherited a young family. So around about that time, it wasn't the ideal start to a marriage because I was always away. I was away for 3 or 4 months at a time. So not ideal. So I was looking for opportunities. I stepped into the world of network marketing, and I'll be honest, I've been with a previous company that was health and well-being. Wasn't really my passion, if you want me to be honest with you, although I understand the importance of it. But when Kuvera was presented to me, I can tell you now that I fell in love with it straight away. At first, I saw numbers because that's what I needed to return home 24/7. But after a while, and after being around people who maybe are at the places where I want to be, or who have got the things that I want, and, you know, just immersing myself into their wisdom and their knowledge, it soon became apparent that not only could I help myself and my family, I could go out and help many other people. So I joined Kuvera in June 2017 after having a meeting with a very, very successful individual I'm sure you're going to hear from in a moment. And it's just been an absolute whirlwind. I've had the pleasure of being flown out to the United States, stayed with one of the top leaders, met the owners and everything else. But as far as the products and the services go and the business, first and foremost, you've heard some great testimonials here tonight. But first and foremost, Kuvera is a financial, fitness, educational platform, and we cannot overlook that. You know, the point I'm trying to stress is making profits is one thing, okay, and having these products and services working for you is one thing. It's another thing knowing how to manage that, because the true sign of wealth is not how much money you can make, it's how much money you can keep, and then being able to duplicate that to people who you know, who you care about, so they can go and improve their financial fitness, right? So taking nothing away from the products and the services, they are incredible. We don't win all the time. I am going to stress that right now. We don't win all the time. But like Roger said, we do win more than most. And if you're looking at getting involved with Kuvera and partnering up with us, the one thing that I really appreciate about this platform is that they will teach you the mentality and the mindset to be a success. You cannot come and join this thinking you're going to get rich overnight. It's not one of those schemes, unfortunately. So if you're looking for one of those things, you're not going to find it here. So Kuvera is a tremendous platform. You've got true diversification. Maybe you may experience one bad day, couple of days in one particular product or service, but if you're diversifying, I'd just like to reiterate what our master distributor Rick Roby said last week. As long as your whole portfolio is moving forward, then that's all we can ask for, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, my name's Simon Kendrick. Thanks for taking the time out to join us this evening. Go away, make an informed decision. My advice would be get started now, then ask your questions later. We've got the support groups and everything else. Okay, cheers, Rog.
Thanks a lot, Simon. Okay, ladies. So the last person I want to introduce you to is a very, very good friend of mine. I've known this guy now for nearly 30 years. And I've been fortunate enough in my time to have made enough money that I retired early. And I retired in my late 40s. My wife and I went to live in a Greek island. We came back to this country a couple of years back. And after my wife passed away, I needed something for me to do that got me back to reality. And I decided I was going to come back to this industry, and there was only one person I was going to work with, and that's this guy. His name's Simon Brooks. He's been in the industry for more than 30 years. In that time, he's become one of the top 100 earners of all time anywhere in the world. As I say, his name's Simon Brooks. There's a Formby in Merseyside. Simon, can you hear me?
I can indeed. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Yep. Formby, north of Liverpool, 12 miles north of Liverpool. And as Roger said, I've been involved in the industry of network marketing for just over 31 years. Now, some people turn around and say to me, bloody hell, Simon, that's like a prison sentence. Well, yeah, it feels sometimes it's like I've robbed a bank. Why? Because I've made 14 million US dollars in that time period. Now, I'm not saying you can live on it, but it's a start. But I'm not saying that to impress you, but to impress upon you of what you can achieve with this opportunity. And the biggest benefit you've got is we've got phenomenal products, phenomenal leadership, phenomenal support, and we will hold you by the hand and walk you step by step by step through the system. We have got a system. Everybody loves a system. And the benefit is, out of 7.5 billion people around the world, there's one thing everybody's got in common, and that's money. Money, money, money. Now, we can get involved in pills, potions, lotions, tablets, skincare, face cream, coffee, whatever. But if you wanted to make, let's just say, 1,000 a month with that product, you've got to sell bottles and bottles and buckets loads of that product. You've got to do tastings. You've got to do samples. You've got to do party plan. You've got to do all that stuff. With us, we don't do any of that. The best part is, rather than you try to explain the opportunity, all you need to do is to explain why you've joined, what you've seen, and that we have another one of these presentations next Wednesday. So you can invite your contacts on the presentation next week. And the biggest benefit is, if you do that, you can see if your prospects are actually on the presentation. You can scroll through all the people. So this is what you need to do to your people, your contacts, your friends, your family, your person that's invited you onto this presentation. You need to say these 3 words: sign me up. You know, a lot of people say, well, will it work? Won't it work? Will it work? Won't it work? Listen, in January of 1983, something launched, and it was massive, and it's called the internet. And do you know something? 90% of the population said, oh, that's never going to work. I'd rather write a letter and post it. It's like they didn't understand. Email was really, really sort of like a poignant move in communication. And the internet is crushing a lot of businesses. It might be sad, but that's just life. Life moves on. Move with the times. The benefit we have is if we was involved in health and nutrition, we'd have thousands and thousands and thousands of competitors all fighting for a piece of that market. With this company, with this industry, we are on our own. We have no competition. That is a massive benefit. You've not got to play the convincing game where you got to hawk your products around to friends and say, try this, like this, buy this, see what it's like. None of that. You've got living proof of how it works with the trades on your phone. And that's the major, major benefit. Folks, this opportunity works 100% of the time for 100% of the people that give it the time. Roger, my time's up. Thanks for yours. I'll hand it back to you.
Thanks a lot, Simon. Okay, guys, so you've heard a lot of different stories from different people right now, and you've heard about people that are using our products and making money using our products, and you've heard about people that are building a business and making money out of building a business too. We actually have something, as Simon said, that's really quite unique, because first and foremost, this is one of the few companies in the world where you can join this company, join it as a business, and make some money without having to sell anything, without having to recruit anybody. You don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. Your options are completely open, and you're going to get all the help and all the support that you need. As Simon Kendrick said, not everything that we have is flawless, not everything that we have is perfect, but when we put the whole package together, we've got something that's really quite incredible. Now, this weekend, we also have a special event that's happening here in the UK. And if you're looking at this for the first time and you'd like to meet any of these people and say, I just want to know that they're real, well, we're going to invite you now to come and meet every single one of us in Haydock at the Mercure Hotel at Junction 23 of the M6 on Sunday. We've actually got a couple of special guests that are coming across as well from the States. I told you before about the young guy, 28-year-old, self-made multimillionaire who sends all those crypto alerts out. And these are all these mythical guys that you never ever get to meet. But come and see us on Sunday, and you can meet him too. And you can ask him any questions that you want whatsoever. We've also got another one of our leaders flying over from America as well, who's been with this business for 3 or 4 years now, and he's earning in excess of $100,000 a month by just going out and sharing the stories just the same as we are right now. So it's really quite a unique opportunity for you. 2 things make this extra special. First and foremost, you can come across and meet us, and there's no cost for you to come. If you're a guest, it's not going to cost you a single penny. And if you decide, once you've met all these guys and you're happy with everything you've heard from the dozens and dozens of people that are all going to be there telling you their story, once you've heard and you decide you want to get started on the day, if you join us on the day, you'll go into a draw, and one person will win $250 to actually get them started. It's going to go into their trading account that they can do exactly the same as Femi and double that in the first couple of weeks, or the same as Jonathan, who's doubled and doubled again in a matter of just a couple of months. We're going to give you every single opportunity and all the help that you can possibly get. So if you're looking at this for the first time, you're wondering whether you can do it, we've already told you we can do it. We're going to do everything we can to help you. Get back to the person who introduced you to this call and tell them you want to get started. Or get back to the person who brought you onto this call and say, are you going to the event on Sunday? Can I come with you? They're already coming here. Get in the car. Just make sure that you get across and see this, ladies and gentlemen. It's an incredible opportunity. We're going to be here the same time again next week, and we'll go through the whole story all over again. And hopefully this time next week, your story is going to be one of the new ones that we're telling. So we'll see you then. My name is Roger Garth. Thanks for your time. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.